What if we told you that the world's most beautiful tiara was built on the bones of 350 fallen sailors, that every diamond in it was paid for with someone's life? Today you'll discover the horrifying truth about a crown that turned charity into bloody revenge. The story of how 1,000 innocent girls created a monster that's been devouring royal dynasties for 130 years. Watch until the end. A shocking revelation awaits about an event that still echoes today. 1893. Princess May of Teck prepares for her wedding to the Duke of York, future King George V. News of the coming celebration spreads across the empire, and suddenly something incredible happens. Hundreds of unknown women unite in a committee with the mysterious name Girls of Great Britain and Ireland. Leading this secret alliance stands Lady Eva Greville, an aristocrat with iron will and a golden heart. Her plan astounds with its boldness: raise money for a wedding gift that will outshine all royal treasures. Coins, shillings, pounds flow in from every corner of the empire. Housewives, teachers, lords' daughters, all sacrifice for one purpose. But the true magic begins in Garrard's workshops. Jewelers from E. Wolf and Company work day and night, creating something unprecedented. Diamonds arrange in a pattern that, under special lighting, casts shadows of surprising beauty silhouettes of girls holding hands in a dance of unity. Pearls crown the structure like drops of morning dew. The tiara becomes so versatile it can be worn three ways: as a full crown, as a smaller version on a reduced frame, or even as a necklace. However, the most amazing part is the story of the leftover money. £3,000 sterling remain untouched after completion. The committee then makes a decision that transforms an ordinary gift into an act of mercy. All surplus goes to families of 350 sailors who perished in the HMS Victoria disaster. The wedding gift becomes a symbol not just of love, but of compassion. Yet this gift was only the beginning of remarkable transformations. Young Duchess of York first puts on her new tiara, and a miracle happens. A simple princess instantly transforms into royalty. Photographers can't get enough. The Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara combines with the Ladies of England necklace and City of London collar, creating an ensemble of dazzling beauty. But the real sensation lies ahead. 1897, the ball at Devonshire House during Queen Victoria's Jubilee celebrations. The Duchess of York appears as a court lady of Margaret of Valois, and the tiara becomes not just jewelry, but a theatrical crown, transforming its wearer into a historical drama heroine. 5 years pass, and Princess of Wales, as May is now called, wears the tiara to King Edward VII's coronation in 1902. 11 rows of pearls wrap around her neck, and the tiara shines like a beacon of a new era. Official portraits from King George V's accession in 1911 immortalize this magnificence on coronation memorabilia. But in 1914, something unexpected happens. Queen Mary, now the crown's rightful owner, makes a radical decision. She orders all pearls removed from the tiara and used to decorate her lover's knot tiara. In exchange, the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland receives diamonds from the Surrey fringe tiara. The metamorphosis is stunning. The tiara changes character from soft and pearly to bold and brilliant. The bandeau base is also removed, creating the possibility of wearing it separately. However, the most dramatic changes awaited the tiara when the empire's fate hung by a thread. The 20s and 30s arrive, and suddenly the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara seems to vanish into thin air. Queen Mary is practically never photographed in this crown. Only occasionally do portraits and sketches appear showing just the bandeau base, like a ghost of former glory. What happened to the Queen's beloved tiara during these troubled years? World wars forced the royal family to reconsider priorities. Jewels hide in safes, move to secure locations, and public appearances minimize. The girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara experiences a period of neglect, like many treasures of that time. Decades of silence pass. The crown gathers dust in the depths of royal vaults, while the world shudders from upheavals. The empire changes, kings succeed each other, and the tiara remains in shadow, awaiting its moment. Then suddenly, in 1947, Queen Mary makes a decision that becomes a turning point in the crown's history. Her granddaughter, Princess Elizabeth, marries Prince Philip of Greece and Denmark. Queen Mary then made a decision that forever changed the tiara's destiny. Wedding of the century. Princess Elizabeth prepares to become a wife, and grandmother presents her with a breathtaking gift. The girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara passes to a new generation, but not alone. With it come the Duchess of Teck's pearl earrings, Queen Mary's diamond stomacher, Indian bracelets from the Bombay Presidency, and countless other treasures. The gift exhibition at St. James's Palace from November 1947 through March 1948 becomes a sensation. Over 200,000 people come to admire the treasures, and the tiara with its separately displayed bandeau base creates a sensation. However, the bandeau remains with Queen Mary a mysterious decision whose meaning will only be revealed years later. The new owner's first triumph occurs during the Paris visit in 1948. Princess Elizabeth appears in the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, and French press explodes with delight. The young British princess conquers the fashion capital with a single appearance. In the early years of marriage, the tiara becomes one of the princess's two favorite crowns, competing only with the Nizam of Hyderabad tiara. France's state visit to Great Britain, the Guildhall banquet in 1950, the Festival of Britain opening, visits from Denmark and Norway. The tiara shines at all the era's most important events. Malta trips and the 1951 Canada tour transform the crown into a symbol of new, dynamic monarchy. But true glory awaited the tiara when its owner became queen. February 1952, Princess Elizabeth becomes queen, and one of her first decisions involves choosing a tiara for official portraits by Dorothy Wilding. These images will make history. They become the basis for the Queen's image on coins and stamps for decades. The Westminster Abbey coronation in 1953 launches a series of triumphant tiara appearances. Coronation Gala evening at Covent Garden, Coronation Ball, Royal Festival Hall concert, the crown shines at all key events. But the real adventure begins with a 6-month Commonwealth tour. The tiara sets out to conquer the world, Fiji in 1953, then New Zealand and Australia in 1954. Every appearance becomes a diplomatic triumph. The 50s transform the tiara into a true traveler. State visit to Norway and Trafalgar Battle, 150th anniversary celebrations in 1955, Sweden trip, Order of the Amaranth Ball, Drottningholm Palace Theatre Gala, and Grenadier Guards' 300th anniversary celebrations in 1956. 1957 becomes a year of diplomatic triumphs, visits to Denmark, Paris, and the United States. The tiara becomes an instrument of soft power, conquering hearts and minds worldwide. Royal Air Force 40th anniversary banquet and Netherlands state visit in 1958 complete the decade of triumphs. However, in the 60s, the tiara faced unexpected rivals. The early 60s bring new reality. The Queen gains serious competitors for space on the monarch's head. Queen Alexandra's Vladimir and Kokoshnik tiaras assert their rights to attention. The rotation era begins. The Queen develops a complex strategy, alternating crowns depending on occasion and diplomatic significance. Order of the British Empire ceremony, Nepal Embassy banquet, Royal Tank Regiment Ball in 1960, the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara remains in the game. Pakistan visit, Guns of Navarone Royal Premiere, Liverpool and Holyrood House Palace galas, West Africa tour in 1961 prove its enduring value. New Zealand and Australia trips in 1963, state visits to Belgium, Germany, and Ethiopia in 1965 show the tiara won't surrender without a fight. Caribbean Royal Tour and Royal Company of Archers Ball in 1966, Canada visit in 1967, and Covent Garden Gala in 1968, the crown holds its ground. Then something amazing happens. In 1969, the Queen discovers the long-lost Bando base deep in a safe, the same one that remained with Queen Mary 22 years earlier. The decision comes instantly reattach it to the tiara. Full glory revival is marked by the Austria state visit that same year. However, the trials of the 70s, 80s, and 90s will show whether the tiara can adapt to a changing world. The 70s bring new challenges and triumphs. Captain Cook Bicentenary Tour in 1970, Canada visits, Balmoral Gilly Ball in 1971, the tiara continues traveling. State visits to Thailand, Singapore, and Malaysia in 1972, various banquets, Sweden trip in 1975, show its resilience. A special moment United States visit and Luxembourg state visit in 1976. Queen's Silver Jubilee celebration in 1977 becomes the pinnacle. The tiara shines at 25-year reign festivities. Persian Gulf Tour in 1979 completes an active decade. The 80s begin with Morocco state visit in 1980, Norway in 1981, South Pacific Tour, Oman and Netherlands in 1982 continued the tradition, Sweden and California in 1983, Jordan, Nepal, Spain, and 60th birthday concert in 1986. China that same year becomes a special event. The tiara first appears in the Middle Kingdom. Spain in 1988 and Malaysia in 1989 complete a decade of active diplomatic missions. But the 90s brings serious competition. Burmese ruby, Brazilian aquamarine, and Belgian sapphire tiaras begin replacing old favorites at less official events. However, Girls of Great Britain and Ireland doesn't surrender. Poland state visit, Balmoral Castle Gilly Ball in 1991, Canada visit in 1994, Guildhall Heads of State banquet in 1995, and Brunei state visit in 1998 prove its viability. The 2000s and 2010s show the tiara's surprising endurance. Denmark state visit to Britain in 2000, Golden Jubilee tours in 2002, the momentous Ireland visit in 2011, and Diamond Jubilee portraits in 2012 become historical milestones. Just when it seemed the tiara's story was ending, something unexpected happened. Buckingham Palace diplomatic reception in 2017, Commonwealth dinner in 2018, Netherlands state banquet, the tiara's final appearances under Queen Elizabeth II, carry special symbolism. Summer exhibitions at Buckingham Palace give subjects the chance to see the treasure up close. The Platinum Jubilee. The Queen's accession exhibition becomes the last where the tiara appears before the public during the Queen's lifetime. The day the monarch left this world coincided with the crown's final public display, a mystical coincidence many saw as a sign. But the story doesn't end. King Charles III's coronation approaches, and suddenly the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara finds new life. Queen Camilla takes up the torch, and in 2023, an exciting revival occurs. The coronation banquet at London's Mansion House becomes a triumphant return. Queen Camilla appears in the famous tiara, complemented by South African diamond necklace and bracelet. The Buckingham Palace diplomatic reception that same year confirms the tradition continues. Thus, a tiara born from Victorian-era charity continues its journey through centuries, connecting generations and remaining witness to great moments in British history. From the mysterious girls of Great Britain and Ireland to Queen Camilla 130 years of service to the crown, and no end to this amazing story is yet in sight. There's the whole truth. No curses or bloody secrets, just a stunning story of female solidarity and nobility. 1,000 girls from across the empire united to give the princess not just a tiara, but a symbol of unity. And they sent surplus money to families of fallen sailors. Isn't this more beautiful than any mystical legends? The real story turned out far more touching than fiction. Give this video a thumbs up if the tiara's true story moved you. Subscribe to the channel. Many more amazing royal secrets await that will prove just as captivating as any legends. And definitely hit that bell so you don't miss new revelations. See you in the next episode.